All right. Welcome everyone to the Velasquez Blog Show with your host Jeffrey Velasquez. Today is December 22nd, 2020. Today I got a special guest, Melanie Jackson. Thank you for coming.
Hey,
All
thank
right.
you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So today, before we talk about our topic, which is gonna be fitness, by the way, for many people who are interested in learning about fitness and stuff. Stick around for this episode. I think you guys are gonna find it really helpful. And well, before I start, you already know I always give special thanks to certain people, who make a sacrifice to protect our liberties and constitution in this country. Because as much as other people hate it, this is one of the best countries in the world, if not the best. You know, uh, First and foremost, I want to thank all the peace officers, fighters, veterans, active duty and reserve military members, Border Patrol, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, DEA, ATF, and Special Ops, and any other embodiment that provides this type of sacrifice to keep us safe at night. Thank you. And I also want to thank first responders, but not just first responders in particular, but more like medical staff. I think they're doing a great job with everything that's going on. Um, and teachers, I know it hasn't been the best year for both occupations. So thank you guys for doing your best. Of course, you can only do so much. We're all humans. Nothing is perfect, but as long as you guys are making an attempt and an effort, that's what really counts. So thank you guys. Okay, so now thank you for coming. How you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good.
All right, all right. So I know this is not your first time in front of a camera. I know you have your YouTube channel, and also I know you have your Facebook page, and you talk about fitness a lot. Okay, so and also not just that. I know we work together, so that's the relationship we have. If people are asking, hey, what's the relationship between you guys? Well, we used to work at the same gym a while back, and that's how we met. And both of us have gone through a different journey when it comes to fitness. Okay,
Mhm.
she's a personal trainer. I'm a personal trainer. We have reasons why we became personal trainers, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things that have to deal with fitness. But most importantly, what we're gonna talk about is most importantly to for the people that want to make a change in their life. We hope that we get you guys to get motivated and pumped up, and at the same time, we inspire you to want to make the change because as we talk, we make it sound easy, but I know it's not. So, um, all right, Melanie, thank you for coming, and it's an honor to have you. And thank you for sacrificing the time of your schedule to be here. But um, I know it's been a long time since I've seen you, and you've done a lot, and I'm very impressed that you never quit. I think it's one of the things that I admire you for admire from you is that you never quit. You always try to find a way to fix or resolve a situation before it falls apart. I think that has to deal with experience. And also, you have competed in competitions, in fitness competitions, so bodybuilding competitions. So I want to talk about all that. But on today's topic on fitness, from a personal trainer's perspective, I want to ask you, um, as a personal trainer, I noticed that men and women have different reasons to work out, different reasons to turn into that fitness lifestyle, to eat healthy, to become healthy, to look better.
Mhm.
Can you tell me why men and then why women approach a personal trainer? What are the differences between both of them? What are their motivations? Can you tell me more about their differences when it comes to motivation to want to look better, be stronger, be more fit?
So I really think it's a lot of factors, and I mean a lot of it is coming from our culture.
Mm-hmm.
So we're more influenced by a lot of things in our society than we either notice or like to admit.
Okay, when you mean we, you mean you talking about women in perspective. Okay, with the
Women
women.
and men,
Oh,
women and
okay.
men.
Let's stick to one at a time.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
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 yeah.
okay, okay.
Okay,
So
so
I say for women, uh, of course, definitely in tune to it. Since I am a woman, we're influenced by society to look a certain way. I feel a lot of us women, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way when
Okay.
it comes to fitness. For people like me that have had kids, and for women that have had kids, of course, we would like to maintain some sense of the body that we had prior to having kids.
Okay.
For women that have not had children yet, sometimes they just end up being overweight all their lives, and so they're just kind of sick of that cycle. They probably sometimes what I see is a lot of women are motivated to try to want to make a change because they feel that there's a link between them being depressed all the time or feeling a certain type of way that they don't like to feel sad or angry all the time, and they feel that it's linked to their weight. They may or may not be right. For guys, what I tend to see in our culture, it's the whole the macho thing. I guess they see like Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. They see these big body types, and I of course I see the opposite. Like men, they want to get bigger, they want to get more muscles and such. So it's like the complete opposite. Women want to stay slim, and the ideal of what a woman should look like, just stay slim and small, and the men want to get bigger and stronger. Um, but the reasons for why with men, yeah, I mean, it's just the message that's conveyed to them is just different than what's conveyed to a woman. Guys, their idea of being a real man is just being big and muscles, and
Okay.
that's what they
The alpha,
want to
the
mimic.
alpha
The
male,
alpha male,
the
yeah.
alpha male, I guess, image. I guess you can
Mm-hmm.
say, uh huh.
Yep.
Okay. So let me ask you this, and this comes from a personal point of view. Like, have maybe you can be honest with me.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ha- have you always been into fitness since you were a kid, or was there a certain age, a certain stage in your life that got you into fitness? Something clicked on you that made you decide to turn into fitness. And I say, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I want to change. And you can have if you would like to share your personal reasons. By all means, please.
So I would say yes and no.
Okay.
When I was young, I was a very active kid. I
Mm-hmm.
was in all types of sports. I was in cross country, track. I was in basketball. I tried to be on the football team, but since I went to a private school, they kept me from being on the football team. So
Uh huh.
that I did it didn't translate into collegiate sports or anything like that. So I did pack on the freshman 15.
Okay.
But being active was never a problem for me. But at that time, I will say, as much as I love sports, I wasn't thinking about making a career about it, out of it,
Yeah.
in sports or anything like that. Um, Fast forward, I'm in college. I gained the freshman 15 and then some. I have my kid and stuff. So the idea of fitness was just long gone. I will say though, I'm kind of opportunistic. So when I became a paralegal, opportunity was presented to me. They offered free boot camp classes to the people of the firm for free, and it was with a certified personal trainer.
Okay.
And I'm just not scared to be active. I mean, I was the closest to being active. I was just doing cardio
So
though.
you've been active since you were young, since you were
Mm-hmm.
in like in high school, middle school, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
always been
like
active.
yes.
Okay.
Even when I was overweight, I my activities were either belly dancing, or it was still cardio. It wasn't strength training. So the strength training went away.
Yeah.
So it was just cardio. But I'm not a person that's afraid to get up and move. So
Okay.
that's never been a big deal to me. So when the opportunity came to be more active, then I took advantage of that. I didn't have to pay for anything. So I started doing that. Once I started, seeing a change, the weight started going down. What kind of came with that is I started focusing on my food, because my food had always been like shit since I was a kid. And when you're a kid, you have that whole invincibility factor. Like, hey, I felt like I could eat whatever I wanted and I would burn it off like that. And obviously that changed. And I'm like trying to figure out, why can't I burn it off like I used to? Because I'm not old. But I started learning more about fixing my food, like, eating more protein, drinking more water and stuff. Then before I know it, I ended up losing like 75 pounds within a year.
Damn.
So the entire
And
firm
that was just
saw,
diet, right?
yeah, yeah, it was, well, it was a diet, and I started doing strength training now. It
Okay.
wasn't just cardio.
Yeah.
I was doing strength training as well. So the entire law firm saw my transformation. And
You must have some
mhm,
good genetics because for the law firm to kind of like notice it so fast. I mean, I'm sure you weren't there for many years. I mean, so but
mm-mm.
in order for them to notice it really quick, I don't know if you worked overtime when it came to getting fit, or you just had good genetics, or a combination of both. But the transformation, I'll be honest with you, for some of us, it can be a long time, kind of project.
Well, one day, I don't know what it was about this day, but I got told by three different people, three different the same thing.
Uh huh.
I'm self-disciplined.
Okay.
And I'm as I became a trainer, it dawned on me that that's a very hard thing for a lot of people to have.
Yeah.
Just to do the same thing over and over again and stick with it, especially when life is throwing many different things at you and that can derail you from
Yeah.
what you want to do. I don't know what it was, but it just I weaved it into my lifestyle.
Okay.
And once I started seeing the results, that just encouraged me to keep on going and stick with it, because okay, it's working. So what I'm doing is right. So let me keep doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's also a very positive indicator that if something is working, why not keep doing it? And some people get discouraged. Me as a personal trainer, I noticed that um, for my clients, and it wasn't because I was a bad personal trainer. It was their lifestyle. They weren't eating right. They weren't resting right, and they had like three jobs. So like, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
understand that, we here working hard. So we're doing our part as the physical aspect of training, right? In order for you to lose weight. But when it comes down to rest and diet, that's also very important, right? So I'm glad that your case was not the case of some of my clients. Like, for example, well, I want to look good for my husband. I want to look good to be attractive. I want to look good to feel good. Or I'm training so I can fit into my summer's bikini or swimsuit, right, or whatever, right?
Right.
So I'm glad that wasn't your case, because then you would have felt more pressure. Maybe you weren't feeling that pressure that a lot of people feel when you got into it. Maybe you were just, oh, I'm gonna try it out. It's free. I mean,
Pretty much.
it's free. Why not?
It's free. Why isn't
Yeah.
everybody doing this?
But I think as we become personal trainers, we begin to see how people really see training, the physical aspect of it. How do they really see it? Do they even believe in it? Is it worth hiring a personal trainer for where I want to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
So only we see the value in it because we know what it takes to get there. We've been through it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, you told me from a woman's perspective, right? I can tell you from a guy's perspective because I've been there. It's like, in my case, I was a skinny guy. Okay, I was a skinny guy. I was bones. I went into the military. I was bones. I gained some weight. I gained muscle in the military. Okay, that was the start. I said, what? I think all the training is paying off. But I wasn't really into fitness since I was a kid. I liked soccer, and that was as close
Yeah.
as to fitness I ever got to, was just
Mm-hmm.
soccer, right? I still suck at soccer, by the way, but I like it. When I have
Right.
that ball in front of me, I can run all day, and even if I don't score, even if I don't pass, or I don't control the ball, you know what? I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened with me when I started the gym routine. Once I got in the military is when I started getting into lifting, getting into learning about how to exercise properly
Right.
with equipment. And even so, I wasn't really into it, but that's what opened the door for me, is getting exposed to that culture of fitness. Why do I need to be fit? So it
Right.
wasn't from that point, because I was a skinny guy and I gained a little bit of weight. I wasn't bad looking, but I was weak as fuck. Okay, I
Mm.
could do 20 pull-ups. I could do 100. I could do a lot of push-ups. I could do 100 sit-ups. I could
Right.
run 20-minute 3 miles in 20 minutes, but that wasn't fit enough. Unfortunately, that wasn't competitive enough. So I had to do more above and beyond in order for me to keep up with the big guys. And I was
Mm-hmm.
a small guy in the military. Okay, so that's what influenced me to get into fitness, was to be strong, to be able to stay at the level of the bigger guys. And also because we always had that mentality, that warrior mentality, that if you're not strong enough to defend yourself, how can you defend the one next to you, or how can you even survive, you know?
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, whenever I deployed to Afghanistan, the enemy was strong. They looked weak, but they were really strong.
Hmm.
Okay, so that
When
even
you're on their
motivated me to even
territory.
more. So that even motivated me to even lift more, to live harder, to believe, to eat better, to take it more serious.
Hmm.
Because I didn't took it serious until I actually figure out how strong the enemy was. And
Mm.
you underestimate because of size, and I don't underestimate anything. And I think when it
Yeah.
comes to exercise, I don't underestimate the importance of movement, kinesiology, you know, of how to lift proper weight, the
Hmm.
weight. Because if you don't properly train, if you don't properly lift, you can get injured as well,
Right.
right? But that, I think that was my experience, you know. And I'll show you guys some pictures later, and I'll show some of her pictures well as well, and where she was, and also about what she's been through to get where she is today, you know. So you share a little bit about a woman's perspective. Why do they want that change, you know? Is there anything you feel that's very popular like in our society? Why is the number one reason? Why do you think it's the number one fucking reason why a woman will approach a personal trainer to train and become better?
So, kind of back to what you said earlier, it's like about wanting the looks. It's
Uh-huh.
like you want the look. And that's the thing with us humans, we're very visual creatures.
Right.
That's just what we're designed to do. And it goes back to just, nature. We want the person that is going to best provide for you. That's just how we are instinctually. And you want to present that, but I think that's kind of the thing that why it's kind of so hard for people to really not only get started on it, but if they get started, to stick with it, because it's really just looks, it's just surface. um, I feel people need to actually have a deeper, more meaningful reason, because that's what happened when I had the transformation. It really wasn't just looks for me. It was just the fact that I felt better than I ever did in high school. I had, had a whole new perspective on life. It's like, I can do this. Well, I can do a whole bunch of other things. What else
Yeah.
can I do? So it wasn't really about looks for me. I wasn't trying to look like an Instagram model. I wasn't, I honestly wasn't even trying at that time, trying to look like a bodybuilder or anything like that. And it was more deeper. So I really suggest or feel that people, whether it's a man or a woman, should really find a deeper meaning to what they feel working out and
Yeah.
trying to eat better can do for them, besides make them look good naked.
Do you think fitness goes in hand with mental, well, you said discipline, but I think more like psychological strength when it comes to, for example, I'm doing this not just to look good, to feel good, but to actually be stronger and, live longer, you
Hmm.
know, and also how to survive if
Yeah.
anything happens. Like, for example, if somebody wants to, like, I don't know, pick on me, or wants to hurt me, or wants to, I don't know, force me to do something I don't want to do, or whatever. You want to know how to defend yourself, right? So you
Yeah.
want to be strong to be able to defend maybe your little ones too.
Hmm.
Maybe your child, how to carry your baby,
Exactly.
Um, and the only way is to work out,
Yeah.
But a lot of people, the thing is that you connect all these dots once you're in it. It's the truth, okay? When you
Right.
start working out, you want to look good. That's the first thing that comes into mind. You want to be attractive. You want to be able to attract a mate, and you want to be able to reproduce with that individual, right?
Right.
That's natural instinct. I get it.
Hmm.
Okay, but everything that comes with it is worth it. Strength,
Hmm.
coordination. I think the ability to protect yourself and to have also you're secure about how you feel and how you are, and
Hmm.
your ability to defend your loved ones, your little ones, especially your kids. If you know how to carry your kid, there are parents that can't carry their kids because they don't have the strength, they don't have the. And I'm not talking about the people that are disabled. I'm talking about the people that you're fucking able as fuck, okay? And you just
Yeah.
not fit, okay?
Right.
If you're that individual,
Hmm.
if you're that individual, I'm gonna let you know right now. It's not too late. You can always go ahead and start next year. The next year is coming up. Go ahead and try it. Go ahead and go
Hmm.
to the gym, get a membership, and try it out. And don't don't do it for social reasons, for society. Like
Do it for
don't do it,
yourself.
don't do it because you want to be accepted by society.
Hmm.
Do it because there are other things involved, okay, in it. You're healthy, you're strong, you look better, you feel better, and you know what, that's leading by example, okay,
Hmm.
already, so those, and let me show you guys some pictures of her, okay, so you guys can see the journey she's been through, and then you guys will have an idea that if you're ever in this situation, it's never too late, and that anything is possible, okay. Let me see here, how I can switch you guys. All right, so this is her right here, okay. Is this the first picture you took where like you were able to kind of compare yourself to what it used to look like?
Yes. So this was over the course of a year.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, right here, how old were you, or what year was that in?
I think this was around like 2015.
Both pictures?
Oh
No.
no, no.
Okay.
So like yeah,
So,
so it
so the
was like
one where
that was
you
like
when you weren't fit, right
hmm
here with the X-Men shirt.
yeah, so that was like I'm trying to think. I think that was August of 2015.
Okay, and the other one?
That was like August of 2016.
1 year, huh?
Yeah, it was 1 year.
Impressive. Like,
And that's the thing. I didn't even
is this genetics, or you really,
so no
really,
so
really work
so
hard?
so yeah no so that is it's partly genetics because when I had lost the weight, that's when people started asking me, hey,
Look at
do you
those horse
compete,
legs.
do
My
you
God.
compete? Yeah, so
Uh
that's
huh.
that's why I got the questions.
Yeah.
So like when I was lost, and we me I the husband I was my husband at that time, we were going to these anime and comic book conventions and stuff, and so we're walking somewhere or I'm heading somewhere and someone stops me and they're asking me if I compete.
Like, yeah.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I never heard of that. If they had asked me, do you bodybuild? I'm just like, oh, okay. I would have known what they were talking about. I
Yeah.
didn't know that they had rebranded bodybuilding. So
Bodybuilding.
instead of
Okay.
calling it bodybuilding, they call it fitness
Oh
competitions.
wow. Okay. Okay.
So, and then I started looking into it and I had found out they had changed the whole game. I'm like, they had all these many different categories because my father is into the action movies. So, and I was raised as an only child. So
Okay.
I'm very tomboyish. So I grew up, you know, and still to this day, I'm like one of those people. It's like, I don't swoon like some ladies do, where they see like a big hunky guy like The Rock or something. It's like, look, I just want to work out with
Look,
you.
I've been there, done that. Let me tell you.
I'm like,
You can do it too.
I'm just like, I just want to work out with them. But see that that's just the type of person that I've been.
Yeah.
But when I started looking at all this other stuff, I was exposed to, the girls were just as big as the guys, and I'm thinking, no, you got to do steroids. But after seeing how they had changed and rebranded bodybuilding, it's like, oh, I think I can actually compete. Oh my gosh, I'm like, I think I can actually compete. So that's when I started looking into this because I'm just like, oh, it's really just seriously, it's a pageant for muscles. That's all it is. That's really what it is. It's a pageant for muscles.
But you know what? Over here in this picture, you don't look, well. Maybe it's the way the angle is. You don't look that bad. But let me show you the next one.
Mm-hmm.
You told me about this one. Okay.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
Okay. Here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You sing.
Yes.
Okay. So you sing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This was 2014. I can see it right here
Yes.
on the
Mm-hmm. Yes, we
on the
were at
picture.
an anime convention over in San Antonio.
Oh, you're into anime too?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Tomboyish. Have been. How can I? How can I think about it, right? But over here, look. So over here, you look a little bigger than on the other one, okay?
I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And over here, I think this is a photo shoot you probably did with
Yes.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can you? How do you feel when you see such a transformation, and when you show your clients this? How do they get? How do you motivate them? How do they get inspired by these images? Because like I always say, I think an image is worth more than 1,000 words, and also it's a living proof that is possible. And I know you got genetics on your side. Okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you try, you can get close to your goal, if not even surpass it. And I think you
Right.
surpassed your
Oh
goal, and
yeah,
you
I
didn't even
surpassed it.
realize it was possible until you
Mm-hmm.
got there.
Right.
So tell me, how does these types of transformation make you feel?
I mean, we'll see. That's exactly like what you said. It's just like, oh, because so I will say, when the trainer told me to take a picture, I didn't know why he wanted me to take a picture. I
Mm-hmm.
really didn't know why he wanted me to take a picture at all until I had lost the weight and he wanted me to take the picture again because, and I'm surprised. I'm glad I didn't delete them because I usually try to do that just to
You don't
keep
like to
memory in
look
my phone.
feminine, do you? You don't like to look
It's it's
you don't
very
like
rare.
to look girly.
I can clean up nice when I want to, but
Yeah.
it's very rare.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I can tell. Like you have a hard time trying to look girly. Like does whenever you look girly, do you feel like, how can I say this? Maybe hopefully I'm wrong, but do you feel like people can see you weak when you see you girly, or why is the reason you don't like to be girly? Is it
It's just
just
not comfortable for me.
it's just not comfortable for you?
Yeah,
Okay,
heels aren't
okay.
comfortable. I don't like having to put makeup on my face.
Mm-hmm. But
It's just like
some girls like that shit, you know.
some they
Some girls.
do. I still haven't
Mm-hmm.
figured out why the nails are. Oh no, actually no. I work with the LGBT community, and I just had one of my friends explain to me why the long nails are a thing
Okay.
because he did actually explain to me that you doing the nails is like a reason to be more feminine or feel more feminine than you already do if you're a female.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense because I'm a tomboy. I don't really care
But you can
for that.
I can imagine if you have long nails as a woman and a bodybuilder, they don't mix. I don't think they mix because you'll break a nail every time you grab a weight, or even by looking at a weight, you'll probably break a nail.
Well, you'd be amazed because I work with a lot of trainers in Camp Gladiator. Some of them actually have the long nails, and those things
No,
are strong as heck.
they got some good
Is
glue.
is well, the way that they're done, they're not the press on nails.
Okay,
They're, it's like the tip is glued on to the nail,
ceramic.
and then you put layer after layer after layer
Holy
of
crap!
polish on there. It's very, very hard to break off. I only did that once
Ooh.
for my body, that first bodybuilding competition I did. That's
Mm-hmm.
the first time I ever had nails done. I never did it again. I just did the press on so I could easily take them off.
Did it help? Did it help when it came to illustrating your physique?
No, I mean,
No.
to me it didn't. I mean,
Not to
because
you, but from the perspective of competition, do you
for
think
the
judges
judges,
look at every
no,
single little
because
detail?
because
Okay.
I because when I went pro, when
Mm-hmm.
I got my pro card, I forgot to put my nails on, and I still got my pro card,
Okay, okay.
so it's not a big deal.
Maybe it wasn't a requirement, maybe to get nails. I
No,
can
it's
understand
not.
that, but I'm talking about like
Like,
whenever
did
you
it
get
make
you're in
me
front of
feel?
judges,
Mm-hmm.
everything goes, everything matters, right? So do you
Mm-hmm.
think judges take any little detail for consideration, or they only focus on the body specifically,
For
not on the
for
hair,
the body,
not on the hair, not on the tan, not on the nails?
as long as politics has not entered that competition, it
They will
really
never
is
tell you.
just about the body.
They will never tell you.
Well, no, they won't.
Mm-hmm.
But at the core, it's supposed to be how you present those muscles
Mm-hmm.
on stage. Someone could have 2% body fat and look more ripped
Okay.
than I do.
Uh-huh.
But if you step on that stage and you do not know how to present your muscles,
Okay.
or spread your lats, for some of you people that have not been familiar with that, that's the major back muscles.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know how to flex your biceps or anything like that, then you won't win. You've got to be able to present your muscles to where they can see it.
All right. So I got you here. Speaking of how to present yourself, I got you here presenting.
So that was
It
the
was-
first competition I had.
This was not the one where you used your nails, was it?
That was with the nails.
Okay, I know I saw a little nail there.
It took forever to take those things off. That was ridiculous. So I'm like, never again.
So once again, we're going back to your old self.
Yeah.
Look how big you were over here, okay?
Yeah.
And people would probably be like, "Oh, steroids," like I mentioned earlier. But this was all you, right? This
I
was
take
all
that
you.
as a compliment,
Yeah.
even though I don't.
Yeah. So how much did you weigh on the right here on the left? Well, yeah, on the left. Well, here on the on the left. Like
I'd say, again, I'm only 5 feet tall. I will say the last. I don't weigh myself that often.
You don't have
I've never been a person that weighed themselves
you don't
that
have
often.
you don't have to.
But I was hovering at my heaviest. I was hovering pretty stinking close to like 200.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. So right here, you think you're around 190, 185?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you just once again, it's incredible how it's possible for you to be able to make such a transformation. So if you look at the other one, you can't even tell, and how long did it took you to get to this competitive
Well,
level?
that was like really old. That was before I was at the law firm. I was at
No fucking way.
So yeah, that was before I had gone to the law firm. Um,
So between that other image
I
and the
think
other
me and
image,
I think
how
me and
much
my
time
I
did you pass
think that was like
between the when you took the picture and when you competed? Like how long did it take?
I want to say that was 5 years.
So that was a 5-year journey.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Well, the journey like didn't really begin until I started going to that boot camp. Like me, I was just like, how do I say? I don't know a better term other than fat and happy. Because
Yeah.
I think me and my ex husband, I think we weren't even married then. I think we were just courting.
I think well, I don't know if are you happier now or were you happier back then, because maybe you didn't realize that maybe you thought you were happy, but then you realize that maybe you weren't as happy as you thought you were. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I was the happiest when I had lost the weight. I was not training yet for bodybuilding.
Uh-huh.
I was happiest when I was at a size 2, which I didn't think I would ever get to because I've never been a size 2 in my life. I was happiest at a size 2.
Not even in high school.
Oh, not even high school, because I mean my food was crap.
Oh, okay. Your diet was
So
okay. Your
yeah,
lifestyle was not
yeah. So,
okay.
and so my mentality was different. Yeah, I was the happiest I was before I had started training, but I had already lost the weight. I
Yeah.
was down to like 135. So that was another reason, because I know a lot of people also, when they come to me or they're thinking about training or they want to go ahead and get started, it's amazing how quick we are to down ourselves and
Yeah.
that inner critic where it's just like, oh, I'll never get to it, or and stuff like that. But I usually tell people, don't count yourself out. When I had lost the weight, I was 135 pounds and I was a size 2. When I left high school, I was 120 pounds, I was a size 6. So my body had a complete recomposition right there. So
The
I had
genetics. I mean, you
so I
had some
had
crazy genetics. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is
Wow.
it is partially, yeah, the genetics. Yeah.
Because your changes happen so fast. It's incredible, like amazing,
Mhm.
and a lot of people think that, oh, it's, you just whatever. I mean, genetics don't do it alone. The hard work
Yeah,
also,
you've gotta, yeah,
pays off, because genetics can't do it all.
right.
There's gonna be a certain age where, what, genetics say, what, fuck you guys, it can't do it all by myself. So you're gonna have to change your lifestyle.
Right.
So it makes sense, your hard work, a combination of everything, diet, lifestyle, genetics. I mean, like, everything works together.
Mhm.
I mean, you cannot get one thing done without the other. Because
Right.
I know people that work really hard all the time and they're still like fucking mesomorph the entire time. They can't, no matter how hard they work.
Right.
So, um, so yeah, it's incredible. You have an incredible journey, that you have lived, and that's a 5-year journey from that image right there. And it shows, that if you just do it, you do it, believe in it, be persistent, be consistent, and you never quit, you can accomplish many things. I can guarantee you that competing was not even in your mind, was not even in your wildest dreams when you began lifting. You probably did it because it was free, right? But when you got offered the service, right, the
Mhm.
lifestyle, but now that you're into it, you're a personal trainer, you know how much is valued, right?
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna show you how I used to look. Let me see if when I was before I even like I'll be honest with you, I didn't even look, I didn't know shit, okay? I didn't know shit. Okay. So let
We
me
usually
see.
don't when we're kids.
Okay, so this is me at the age of, I want to say maybe 15, 16 years old, just to like, kind of like not wonder when the fuck this happened. But I was 15, 16 years old, you know, and then when you're a kid, you really don't think about other things that exist in life, right? For example,
Mhm.
I was enclaved into the Hispanic culture, right? So, oh well, Hispanic, I'm not fat, I'm badass. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. So I'm badass, I can take the world, whatever.
Yep.
But I had no idea how weak I was, even though I wasn't fat. Yeah, I was active. Yeah, I had an athletic physique. But you know what? I was far from athletic. I was far from fucking being strong. If I judge myself right now at that picture, I was probably there like maybe like 100 pounds. My
Wow.
daughter weighs 100 pounds right now, and she's 11, and I was 15 and 16 at 100 pounds. That's ridiculous. Okay, I never want to go back to this time ever again in my life, ever. And I'm not saying I didn't have good memories. I had some good memories, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I had some good friends and bad friends, you know. I mean, but nevertheless, I would never want to go back to this physique. I would never want to be there again because I know that that's nothing. That I
Mm-hmm.
could be a lot more. But of course, you know, I wasn't exposed to fitness. I wasn't exposed to a leadership role that introduced me into the fitness lifestyle. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
it was innocent,
Right.
right? And then we got this one. Okay. Now here you can see the difference how skinny I was and how big I got. I was still 100 pounds there, and over here I was like
Four.
144 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and same size. You know, I probably got a little shorter, but because this was after the service, you know, this was not during the service. This was after the service, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell the difference. You know, that I got a little bit more trap, a little bit more shoulder, a little bit more chest, a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
arm. You know, so you guys, you see a couple of tattoos that I didn't have back then, right? And I still don't feel like a badass in this picture. I still feel like there's a long way to go. Um, but I wasn't doing it. I already knew I looked good, so I wasn't doing it for the looks. I was doing it as a goal. I wanted to gain weight, and the only way for me to gain weight, because of my genetics, was to pump iron. I don't lift, I don't gain.
Right.
If I want to lose weight, I just gotta stop working out, and I lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds like this.
Mm.
So, and then you have this one. Uh, well, it's around the same, I guess 150, 145 ish. Okay,
Okay.
because I did got up to the point where I was 155. Okay,
Okay.
and you know, for a 5'4" guy, that's you're supposed to be overweight at 155, but I wasn't overweight. I just had a lot of
Yeah.
muscle.
Going by BMI standards, but yeah.
But then I started to have my military lifestyle began to take a toll on me when it came to like physical problems, my knees, my
Mm.
back, my wrists, and I think it's a little bit combination of other things too. But you know, and this is where you learn how to do proper form. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't do proper form, you can have I guess bad physical problems, bad knees, bad back, bad wrist, but at a very early age. So for people that want to get into fitness, start light, and I think also learn proper form as much as possible. It's not gonna be perfect ever, but at
Mm-hmm.
least try. At least be what's it called? Be aware that there is a way to do it. You know, not
Work
just
smart,
uh,
not hard.
right. So yeah, you know, one of the things. So we all been through a certain journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my reason was to be strong. Okay. Also a little bit to look better, but you know, but once I already knew I wasn't too bad. You know, it was all about being strong and gaining weight. Gaining weight was my main reason why I wanted to get into the lifestyle. And also, once I liked it, it encouraged me to, you know what, if I can do it, I can teach others to do it too. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
encouraged me to become a personal trainer. But oh, by the way, sponsor, Iron Gator Fitness, earn your sweat. Okay. If you guys wanna learn tips about how to get fit, or you know how to eat right, you can follow her page or my page. You know, in this occasion, she's also a personal trainer, so I have her there as well. Her link. If you guys have any questions, especially for females that are not very comfortable approaching a male about the problems, I can understand. I being a personal trainer, I know. Uh, you can always reach out to her. The link is gonna be right on the description below. Okay. And also, silver plan choice for people who are looking into health insurance and life insurance. Please, you know, don't hesitate to follow the link below, and that will give you information. Se habla español. Okay, so thank you guys for listening to the podcast. We'll continue, but this is just I'm just introducing the sponsors before I forget, because you know there's so much to talk, you know, to talk about. So now there is something I want to ask you, from all these years of personal training, from all these years of physically training for
Mm-hmm.
yourself, for the people that want to start it, for the people that are, you know what, next year I want to focus on my health, on my physical appearance or whatever, right? Fitness. What do you recommend for first timers that are actually gonna take action? Like, what do you recommend them to do so they don't fall out?
Uh, don't do too much too soon.
Okay.
I see that a lot. People, I think it's the mentality of, I want it all, I want it now, uh, go big or go home.
Mm.
And then all it takes is just like the Joker says, all it takes is just one bad day. And it's like they just out. They fell off the wagon. They ain't even trying to think about getting back on.
Okay.
And so I see this a lot, I guess, because I surrounded by women, or I get grouped because of the pandemic. A lot of Facebook groups have exploded, especially when it comes to fitness. And so I really tend to observe or see instead of input a lot of the times. But I see a lot of these mainly women freaking out because it's just like, I had a bad day, somebody help me, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do.
Really?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And prior to that, everybody's like, yeah, we can do this. No sugar, no bread, no that. I'm like, Jesus, I eat bread.
Okay, but I mean, honestly, would you say that to them though? Would you say you eat bread?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because I mean, so my
So you telling me that these guys are not gonna be like, oh, she eats bread, I can eat bread too. You're not afraid that they'll say
no,
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 no. Okay,
no. See,
okay, okay.
that's the thing, because that's the feed. That's the
Usually,
feedback.
I would tell my clients like wheat bread.
Oh well, okay, well,
You
yeah.
know, I won't say just bread. You know,
Okay, well, the thing where I'm coming from is, right now the trend is to villainize carbs, and
no, no,
I'm
no,
kind
no,
of,
not villainize it. Well, but that's because
oh,
we know. Uh huh.
this past, I mean,
Yeah.
the past few years, I would say decade. And unfortunately, it has been coming from the bodybuilding culture because of our diets, which are very extreme. When we get closer to competition, it's not meant to be sustainable.
It
We
won't
don't
be. Yeah.
we don't have a lot of carbs in our system, but the people that are putting themselves out there, the popular bodybuilders, the ones that are pro with the NPC, the Olympia
Mm-hmm.
just happened, you know, we're getting from these people not only, hey, buy my supplements, but at the same time, this whole, oh, I don't eat carbs type of deal so that they can lean out for a competition. They're not paying attention to other bodybuilders that are just as successful, that are eating carbs and still leaning out prior to a competition. People are not paying attention to that. So that's the idea that's being pushed.
Yeah.
I know a couple of years ago when I was a kid, they were villainizing fat, like all fat made you fat, not just trans fat. So it's like now the new villain is carbs. And I'm like, no, you need carbs.
So do you believe? So do you believe that there's the diet, the type, the shift of a diet that needs to be adapted or changed to the one you really need to actually get to your to your goal, physical goal, needs to be applied? Do you believe that the diet is important though? Because I guess different foods are important. Like, you would recommend somebody not to eat fast food, not to use a certain oil, not to use a certain carb, not to use a certain meat, depending on their goal, right?
Right,
So
right.
so we can agree to that,
It's the quality of the food.
it
Yes.
depends on the goal. You
Yes.
want to gain, okay,
Yes.
have at it. If
You
if
want to
you're trying
have,
to lean out, then
hmm you
okay,
want to have as much unprocessed food as possible if you want
yeah,
to get where you're going. But, just to villainize all carbs, like,
mm-hmm.
you shouldn't eat bread. I'm like, no, there's good breads out there.
Yeah,
There's good starches out there that it's okay to eat.
yeah,
And a lot of people aren't aware of portion control. But like going back to, it's just like, little things. It's like, well, I had a bad day. I'm like, a lot of people have a bad day. Bad days happen a lot, independent of 2020.
yeah,
What you have to do is either you uh, what was that? It's a very popular quote. I don't know who actually said it, but it's like, if you fail to plan, then you better plan to fail.
yeah, yeah.
So you try to
I
put it
heard it
as
before.
yeah, you try to put as much stuff in your way. You try to prep as much as you can, or try to Get in your workout whenever you can, because you don't know what's going to happen the next day that's going to get thrown at you. If you know for a fact that you work out better early in the morning than you do later on in the day, go ahead and do it, even if you're not a morning person. Because I have a lot of people that I've trained before that they don't like getting up in the morning, but they know if they have a bad day, they're not going to make it out to camp. They're not going to make it out to work out because of the bad day that they had.
The so okay, so just to simplify the equation, because I know there's a lot we want to discuss. There's a lot we
Yeah.
want to that
Yeah.
we know, and that we wish our audience that wants to try this for the first time, make a difference in their life, apply it. But what's this? How can we simplify the formula? Okay, workout, don't take it all at once. Improve your diet and sleep, right? And also be consistent. And I think that should start. That should be a good start, right?
Right. But it's also, it can be pretty vague. Like me, what I would suggest to someone, especially if they're not getting enough water, I'm like, this is the first thing we're going to work out. So we're going to do one thing for nutrition, one thing for fitness. Okay. So if you're not getting enough water, I want you to start drinking more water. Work your way up to where you're getting in a gallon a day.
What does water do? What does water do to the body?
Well, first of all, your body is 70% made up of water.
Right.
There's no need to pay hundreds of dollars for a cleanse, because water is a natural cleanser and a detoxifier. It's also a diuretic. So if you're feeling bloated, drink some water. I know it's crazy, but that's what it does. Yeah. It cleans you out. It keeps your joints lubricated, like all that. It also keeps you full. So the more water you drink, the less quicker you are to reach for a cookie, or to reach for some chips, or to reach for anything that hits when that hunger kicks in. So it's like, well, are you hungry? Well, hopefully you can have access to water. It's, for the majority, it's free. You have access to it.
Hydration is a key here in the process. Then very well, water. And then you said okay, training, of course,
And then for fitness, like, I know this year has been weird and crazy and stuff like that. So some people, they just, it takes a while for them to finally say why they decide not to get a trainer. And that's perfectly fine. It's just not the right time. But if you still want to start somewhere, or if you're limited on a budget, if that's the main concern, I would start, hey, do a 25-day squat challenge. They have them everywhere.
Yeah.
Just one movement. Okay. And it's a simple compound movement. So it tackles more than one muscle. You don't have to go into a gym. It's free. It's a body weight exercise. Go ahead, try to make sure that you stick with that, something as small as that. And then you start adding on from there. Once you get the water down, okay, well, now I would want you to go ahead and start eating more protein. So try and find some lean meats, like lean chicken. I know for people that I don't really see too many of them, but I know they make lean pork and stuff like that, or cold water fish like salmon, tuna, stuff like that. Try finding more ways to get in good quality protein, because once again, just like water, it keeps you full.
Three good carbs you recommend?
So the whole grain bread. I would actually recommend the sprouted grain bread for that. And let me see, sweet potatoes.
Okay.
To recommend sweet potatoes for people that are that want sweets versus salty. Let me see, a third one. I'm trying to think. Oh, I would actually suggest quinoa.
Okay. So rice and potatoes, forget about it.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just, and the thing
forget
is,
about it.
I'm going off. I'm also going off of my diet. I mean, I have rice that's been. The good thing is it's a staple. It doesn't expire.
All right.
Nothing against it at all. And my ex-husband was Asian, so that was obviously a big staple.
Okay.
So nothing against that. When I lost the weight, I was still eating rice.
Okay.
but I am going to say this because there's still more research that needs to be done. And I'm a big fan of just looking at the research of topics that I discuss for my Fit Tip clips.
Yeah.
More research needs to be done on whether there's a significant difference between brown rice and white rice. But so far, there has not been enough evidence to show that there's a huge difference.
Why I
It's
should go over
really
one over the other one?
right.
Okay.
It's very minimal. And besides, I know it's genetics over thousands of years, but there's a lot of Asians out there that still eat rice as their staple, and they're not huge. It's all about portion control.
Yeah, that's true, and also lifestyle. Once again, lifestyle.
Yes. Yeah.
In America, I feel like our food has more hormones, and I wish I could get into it, but we'll never finish the podcast if we do.
Yeah.
So trust me, I want to get into all this thing. Remember, I told you before we started that time was gonna fly so fast.
Yeah.
Look at the time. How long we've been there?
Oh wow.
50 mics, 50 mics. So it looks like we just got started. I feel like we just getting started.
I know, right?
We could go for this like 3-4 hours.
Yeah, we
believe it or not.
Yeah.
But now we talked about what people should do when they first start, so they do not get discouraged, intimidated, and at the same time they can keep a consistency. Okay. I just hope that all the people that are listening to us, the images that we showed, the information that we shared, it's inspiring, it's motivational, so you guys can so you guys can start a routine. And I'm gonna tell you right now, don't don't have to be perfect, but you have to do something. And and like she said, if you guys want to get into it and you guys want to start up right, go ahead and find out what exercises are best for you as a starter, as a beginner. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of exercises you can do as a beginner that you can actually do at home. You want to, my recommendation, academic recommendation is get a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my recommendation, because not just because I've done it, not because we want to get paid, it's because they make life easier. You don't have to try to figure out what you gotta do. They tell you what you gotta do so you can do it. And once you learn it, you can execute it. And you might not even need them forever. You might just need them in the beginning of your journey.
That's the point.
So
we don't want to keep you forever.
so yeah, well, we would love to, but the thing is, like, we have to give room to the people that need help too. You learned, then you move on. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I do miss being a personal trainer, in consistent basis, because you build a connection. I don't want to say a big friendship, but you build a personal connection with them, and it's not that you don't want to keep them. We understand this is part of the process of being a personal trainer. You train them, they move on, and then we come. It's like a professor at college, and a new class comes in, a new semester, a new year, and yada yada yada, right? So we understand that as much as that's our business, is to sell fitness, to encourage fitness, and at the end of the day, we know that we're not gonna keep you guys forever. So, but I just hope everyone enjoyed this podcast. I hope it was helpful for many people, for guys out there, and for women. Um, all I can say is that once you start, whenever you have bad days, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's okay. It's okay, because I have bad days, and I've been doing this shit for 10 years. Okay, and how long you been doing it for?
And now it's almost going on 4. Ooh.
4 years?
Yeah.
Oh my god, 4 years, and look at the transformations. The transformations you have made. I'm impressed. Okay, I'm impressed, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't get easily impressed. So I know genetics, guys. I know genetics. You know what? Fuck genetics, okay? Let me tell you why fuck genetics. Because anything is possible. I done things that I thought they were impossible, even at my level, okay? Whether it's physical, academically, or financially. Don't let genetics get in the way. If you're fat and you think you always been fat and you always be fat, it's never too late. If you're skinny and you want to get bulky and you want to gain muscle, it's never too late. Okay, you just gotta work harder. It sucks. It sucks that you have to, like in life, things are different in life for everybody. Everybody comes from different backgrounds, different financial, I guess, backgrounds or cultural backgrounds. I get it. We all have disadvantages in some aspects in society. We all do. Okay, she had him, I have him. And, her weakness is diet. My weakness is genetics. For what I'm trying to do. Okay, and for you guys, you're probably gonna have the combination of both. Okay, but whatever you do, do not give up. Do not quit. Keep going, because everything will pay off. Just like when you go to work, and even if you have a bad day at work, you still finish that day at work to get paid, to pay your bills. That's how fitness is, okay? And diet, same thing. Be patient with your diet, be patient with your fitness. And whenever you have a bad day, don't let that one bad day influence the outcome of your entire mission, your entire operation, which is get where you want to get. Okay, we all have them. So, and as personal trainers, we tell you that's not gonna what's it called? That's not gonna dictate the outcome, because what's gonna dictate is what you do after that day, after that time, after you feel bad. What's gonna happen? Are you gonna continue or are you gonna quit? So if you continue, good things will happen. If you quit, you're gonna start all over again. I hate starting over because it's like let's say I start.
It's like starting at zero.
It's like starting at zero, but you move a little faster, but you don't want to be there anyways, because your body hurts again. You don't want your body to hurt every time, after every month, after 3 months, after 6 months, after a year. Nobody wants to be in that position, right? But just never quit. And this was an episode to encourage. And if you got sensitive at some point of our podcast, we apologize. That was not our intent. Our intent was to educate, inspire, motivate, for people to get physically fit. For whatever reason, you might have different reasons that we do. Health, maybe a doctor told you, hey, you need to work out, you're gonna die. Okay, then you definitely know you need to take that shit serious, right? So many people will have different reasons. But if most of the reasons that we spoke about today are those, then just never quit. You know, survival instinct, right? Is to survive. So, Melanie, thank you for joining the Velasquez Blog Show. Thank you for making time for the family. Is there anything else you would like to say before we go?
I always like to say this: Rome was not built in one day, and neither were you. So everybody, it didn't take days for you to add on the pounds. It's not gonna take days for you to remove it. So it's just a consistency, and when you're consistent, that's when you start getting the results.
Yeah, and don't get smart about Rome, okay? Because I know you're gonna go to history. You're gonna try to say something that's gonna throw all this off. All right. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining the Velasquez Blog Show on YouTube. Also, don't forget that we have a raffle at the end of this month. This is the final episode of the year, so we're going out strong, and hopefully next year we have more episodes. And I hope you guys get involved more into the show, and I hope we get more subscribers. And I hope you guys share our content. And I promise you things will get better. Thank you guys once again. Please subscribe on the channel. Please subscribe on Facebook. The raffle is done live at the end of the month. It'll probably be done on the 31st for sure, because that's the last day of the month. And you guys already know I do it live, and you guys will be able to see how I do it. So thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you guys next year. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and stay safe out there. And I wish you guys good luck. Take care. All right.